Oh my goodness. If it took you 2 hours or less, please sit down. Oh my goodness. If it took you 2.5 hours or less, please sit down. Okay, 2.5 hours there, man. All right, I'm gonna come around. How long did it take you to get here?
5 hours. Santa Barbara.
Did y'all come this morning?
No, we came last night.
Okay, 5 hours. How about you? How long did it take you to get here?
Like 3 hours.
Where do you live?
Granite Bay.
Granite Bay, all right. Thank you for coming from Granite Bay. How about you? How long did it take you?
5.5 hours.
5.5 hours? Okay, where do y'all live?
Oxnard.
Oxnard. Is there anybody who can beat 5.5 hours? All right, let's give a hand to our folks who came 5.5 hours to attend. We are so happy to announce that we had 660 registrants and from 42 different schools, including schools that are very far north and schools that are very far south. So we're really excited about our geographic diversity this year. We have 80 sessions planned for y'all, and you will get to choose your session and kind of navigate your day. We ordered 100 pizzas for lunch today, so we hope that you're all hungry at lunchtime. And you may have noticed out in the courtyard, we have a bunch of different vendor tables, and those folks would love to visit with you and give you some free swag. So if you have spare time at some point, check in with those vendor tables. A couple of logistics, we will be having featured sessions right here in the atrium. There are 4 of those, one every session. And when you look at the session grid, they're in the top left corner. So keep that in mind. Room capacities, this is really important because we are so big this year. We wanted to make sure that we're following the room capacities for each room. So each room outside of it has a number of how many people are allowed to be in there safely. And when the room is full, the session is full. And so there will be people who are saying, like, please go to your next choice for session. So when you're planning your sessions, it's always good to have a second choice, maybe even a third choice. If you are really, really passionate about attending a particular session, make sure that you get there as soon as possible, okay? So keep that in mind. For our advisors and adults, chaperones in the room, we have an advisor break room right over here off the atrium. And we also will have, obviously, the advisor session location. And so either of those places are great places for advisors to hang out. Critiques, if you are signed up for a critique, you will be meeting out there in the courtyard. Thank you to our JINC board member, Peter Rodriguez, for organizing all of that. Couple of things about the map. Okay. So this building, the MAC, has 2 floors. Right now we're on the 1st floor. Some of you guys up in the balcony are on the 2nd floor. And then the English building is directly next door. Okay, so all of the sessions are either in the MAC or in the English building. Also on your map, you want to pay attention to the locations of bathrooms. There are some restrooms here. There are some gender-neutral restrooms right around the corner here. And then there are bathrooms in the English building and also additional bathrooms on the other side of the 100 building. So we just want to make sure everyone knows where the bathrooms are in case you need to use the bathroom. You do not have to ask permission. You may just go to the bathroom when you need to go to the bathroom. The bathrooms, Mr. Kendall wants everyone to know, is they're behind this curtain. So there you go. It's because the sound of the flushing of toilets is actually pretty loud. And so it's an attempt to try to keep our atrium relatively quiet for our atrium speakers. For our sessions, you kind of have it on your session grid. If you don't have a session grid with you, this QR code will take you to the session grid so that you can kind of keep track of where it is that you want to go and make sure you have your backup plans. As a side note, we have some California journalism merch available for sale at a table right inside the MAC back there with Tracy Senna. And so sweatshirts are $45 and t-shirts are $15. Just an FYI, we ordered the really high quality ones, so that is why the cost might be a little bit higher, so that we aren't contributing to the fast fashion trend and giving you something that will break down soon. So it's a limited quantity of merch, but if you are interested, that's available. This is a big event. You may or may not need help at some point while you're here, so we want to make sure you know where to go. If it's a non-urgent, I need a Band-Aid or something along those lines, please go to our registration desk and check for help there. If you are in a crisis, something serious is happening, on your session grid there are 3 phone numbers for the Palo Alto faculty members, who are Paul Candell, Brian Wilson, and Rod Satterthwaite. And so that's their numbers. And if you have an urgent crisis need, please text them or call them, keeping in mind they may be in the middle of a session. So I would recommend actually just texting all of them. But anyway. And then in the very unlikely event that we need to evacuate, we will be going to a place called the Quad. It's like grassy, a big grassy area in that direction. And so kind of follow the masses in the event that we need to have an evacuation. I want to give a special shout out to Paul Candell, who is the NorCal Media Day coordinator. He works hundreds of hours behind the scenes, putting together the session grid, reaching out to speakers, to vendors, etc., as well as our additional Pally hosts, Rod and Brian. We really do have an entire board, and everyone on the Jank board contributed greatly to the experience today. So if you see a Jank board member today, first of all, introduce yourself. They're not scary. Second of all, thank them for the stuff that they did kind of behind the scenes to make it happen. We also would like to have all of our presenters please stand up for a moment. Please stand up, all of our presenters. Let's give them a hand. Thank you so much. We are so excited that you're here and willing to share your knowledge with us. And then finally, every single person in this room, give yourself a pat on the back. We appreciate you coming. We are so excited that you're here with us, and hope that you learn a lot. The final shout out that we want to make sure that you give is you need to give a very solid, big, loud shout out in a moment, I'll tell you when, to your advisor for bringing you here, some of them bringing you here 5.5 hours, for being involved in Jank, and for supporting you all year long. So in a moment, just shout thank you to your advisor. Ready, set, go. Awesome. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of those advisors who do a lot of work as well. Speaking of advisors, so advisors and adults, you have a couple of invitations hanging out in the advisor break room and in the advisor session. One is we're having an advisor adult social after NorCal Media Day that we want to welcome all of you to if you're able to join us. And the second is we are bringing back our extremely popular advisor teach-in, which will take place over Martin Luther King weekend in January in SLO. We did this last year, it was super popular, and so we hope that you'll be able to join us this year. And I believe Mr. Gann, the yearbook teacher from my school, is gonna be planning a golf outing. So look for, oh, there he is, wave your hand. So he's gonna have golf for advisors too, so it's gonna be great. Finally, just kind of keeping in mind, be aware of your surroundings, try not to cramp up too much, run into each other. When you're walking around, maybe don't be looking at your phone, and then make sure that you're being respectful to all of the presenters. I hope that you all have a fantastic time, and we're so glad you're here. Thank you so much for coming.
this is worth it.
I would suggest if you're staying for this session that you trim, you want to move closer to the front. So you don't have to yell. I think that would be great.
Hello. Hello. Thanks for being here, everyone. We'll start around 10. Hopefully more people show up. If not, it's okay, but yeah.
Everybody's back. Okay, how do I look back to figure that out? You worked hard. I also know your birth time. Yeah, I think it's like 12 something. Look up my birth time.